Hi, my name is Giselle. I am I suppose I'm having a midlife crisis, but I'm a middle-aged woman. I live in South Africa in a cottage on a plot that is nestled between warehousing where a whole bunch of people live and work. And it is warehousing, and what's supposed to be warehousing. It's actually supposed to be storage, but that's neither here nor there. And the reason I'm doing this is because I can't find any meaning to being alive. I can't find a purpose for existing. For me, there's nothing. I have my pets. I take care of feral animals. I do work that, frankly, I can't stand. And I earn an income that sort of covers my needs. But at the end of the day, there's no point. I don't find any joy anymore. I know why the last of the joy was sucked out of me, and I know why the last of the love was sucked out of me. I know when it happened. So currently I exist. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, if all you're doing is existing, then why? Why bother? Well, I don't know. I don't know. And frankly, I would have terminated long ago if not for a belief deep down inside that tells me I got to come back and do this shit again. And I'm not doing this shit again. I'm not doing it again. Not ever. So, yeah, that's the only reason I haven't terminated. And of course, my animals are dependent upon me. And my ferals are dependent upon me. And they are dear souls. They really are. They and my two friends are the only beings who love me. At some point you'll probably meet all my dependents. They're a bunch of furry kitties, loafers, and we live together. I love them and they love me. But I can't see any point in living. I can't see any reason for any of this. You know, I look at what's going on in the world where countries are at war. Somebody wants more of something, so they take a whole bunch of young people, older people, and dress them up and play soldier. Unfortunately, it's not a game. A lot of people die. A lot of people lose people they love. There's a lot of destruction. There are people who honestly do not care that President A has a problem with President B, who are being murdered on a daily basis because someone doesn't like someone. Well, do us a giant favor. Get in an aeroplane, fly over there, sit across each other in a boardroom, a desk, or whatever, and sort it out. You don't need to send in innocent people and murder innocent people, destroy economies, destroy everything in your path because you got a bee in your bonnet. Grow a pair. Go and face it head on. But no, in this world, that's not how this works. In this world, we have innocent people fighting battles for someone who doesn't agree with someone else. We have governments who steal from their own people. I live in South Africa. Frankly, from where I'm sitting, our government has got to be the most corrupt on this planet. And the president of our country, who apparently lived through 40 years of apartheid rule without a penny to rub together, has got assets and value in the amount of 76 billion, not sure if it's rand or dollars, I'll go with rand, which is a huge amount of money, even converted into the US dollar. And you might be thinking, oh, well, he earned it. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Him and his compatriots in the government have been stealing since 1994. The only president who probably didn't was Nelson Mandela. And I say probably because he actually wasn't even drawing a salary. These people don't care that the vast majority of the population in South Africa lives below the breadline. They don't care. They literally do not care. And then you wonder why I question my existence, why I question existing in a world where people just don't care. People don't care about each other at all. You sit in peak hour traffic in the morning, and road rage is a worldwide phenomenon. Road rage is caused because I need to get from where I am to somewhere else by a specific time that I have allotted myself to get there in. And you inconveniencing me. You are in my way. You have pulled in front of me. You didn't go fast enough at the stop street or the robot or traffic light, whatever you want to call it. You are in my way. You are my problem. That is why I develop road rage. Instead of me planning my trip so that I've got more than enough time to arrive early to wherever I need to be it work, be it whatever, I get angry because somebody else also needs to be somewhere. And I think I'm more important than they are. I am more important than you are, therefore I get angry with you because you are in my way, because you cut me off, because you went too slowly, because you did something that inconvenienced my bad planning. You know, I read a Facebook post 2 nights ago that was posted by a friend, and it's a very common phenomena. This lady had seen a human being getting hit by a car. She stopped her vehicle and climbed out to assist this poor person. A bunch of other women stopped, 3 or 4. I can't remember her exact count. They stopped, and the driver who struck this individual also stopped to assist this person to get emergency services there. People were angry because somebody had accidentally been hit by a car. People didn't want to stop. People didn't want to help. People hooted because there were people in the way to protect this guy from oncoming traffic. Until emergency services got there and could put up the necessary beacons and so on and so forth and assist the person who had been hit by a car and who was critically injured lying in the road. People were angry. People were angry because they couldn't get home from work as quickly as they wanted to. People were angry because they might be late for supper. They might be late for their television show. People were angry. I don't want to exist in a world like this. I don't want to exist in a world where people hoot when somebody stops to help a human being or an animal. I don't want to exist in a world like this. So I'm on a journey to try and figure out what's the point. Why should I? Why should I? Why should I live in a loveless world? And it's funny because everything is about love, or it should be. All the religious doctrines, all the belief structures, all of them, absolutely all of them, have some version of love one another. And yet people don't love. People are angry. People fight. People hate. People steal. I have a family who bankrupted me. I have a brother who is older than me who bankrupted me. And he feels absolutely no remorse for what he did. None whatsoever. None. He lied to our dying mother on her deathbed. And when I said to him, "How could you?" his reply was, "I wouldn't have inherited if I hadn't." And he laughed. He laughed. That is the society I live in. That is the caliber of human being we exist with. He lied to his dying mother. His dying mother wouldn't acknowledge her own son, her firstborn. She wouldn't acknowledge that she was his mother. Even on her deathbed, she couldn't tell him she loved him. She couldn't apologize to him for abandoning him. That is what I grew up with. That is what I've existed with my entire life. People who don't love. People who can't love. So yeah, this particular blog, whether you like it, not, it's neither here nor there. This is for me. This is for me to decide if it's even worth carrying on. And yet there's a huge part of me that doesn't want to end it because I don't want to come back and do it again. I don't want to do this again. I don't want to rinse, repeat this life with no love again. I can't think of anything worse than living a life with no love, than living around people who are incapable of loving. I can't think of anything worse than just existing, because ultimately death is better. Death is better than just existing. So, this podcast is going to be a series of, first of all, me unpacking what's going on inside my head. And maybe we'll see some victories. Probably we'll see a bunch of failures. Because I seem to be really good at those. I didn't get to my age by having constant victory. I also didn't get to my age by being a complete failure. And then, of course, I have to question, what is a failure and who am I being judged on? What is the standard? What is the norm? So, if you want to join me on my journey, please do. And please don't worry, the house isn't burning down, there's incense going. Please join me on my journey if you want to. Maybe celebrate my victories with me. Maybe help me unpack some of the trauma that I've blocked out so incredibly well. And maybe help me find a purpose, a meaning, a reason to keep on keeping on. Because from where I'm sitting, I can't see any reason for it. And please don't get me wrong, I don't feel sorry for myself. I've made a lot of really bad choices. I've made a lot of bad decisions. And the only person who is accountable for any of it is me. I've allowed a lot of people to hurt and ruin me. I ultimately could have prevented my mother from destroying me financially, using her darling son. But I didn't. Because I've always believed in doing right by people, in being honorable, in being honest, in being trustworthy. I've always believed that. I've fought for the downtrodden. I've helped people. I've helped people financially, physically, mentally. And I won't say that nobody's helped me. But ultimately, I can't find love anymore. I can't find a point to why I need to carry on. And right now, the only reason I am, barring of course that I might have to come back and do this shit again, are the animals. I don't have a partner. I once had someone who loved me. At least he said he did. I don't have that anymore. So now we're going on a journey to see if maybe I can help myself find purpose, value, and meaning in this god-awful existence. Thanks for listening.